Steinbeck's book, East of Eden, had a consistent theme throughout the story. Can one overcome their fate through a conscious decision to be good? In our passage from chapter 3, Charles's jealousy boils over into reckless rage, leading him to pummel Adam, leaving him on the brink of death. Steinbeck's intent in including this section of the story was to demonstrate Adam's pure innocence, juxtaposed with Charles's overtly evil tendencies.
To the strategies.
One of the various strategies Steinbeck employs is imagery by a vivid description of all relevant components. An example of this is, rage came first, and then a coldness, a possession, non-committal eyes and a pleased smile, and no voice at all, only a whisper. Steinbeck makes a habit of using these very realistic representations of his settings and characters in order to reflect the true nature of the details in a fashion which readers can understand. For this particular image, he uses the strategy of description to create a very distinct evil within Charles, portraying like a deranged demon conquered by jealousy.
Boom. Imagered.
Another strategy Steinbeck used was specific spurts of various types of diction for the purpose of emphasis, often to assist in creating his elaborate scene. This is best exemplified by the following. When that happened, murder was on the way, but cool, deft murder, in hands that work precisely, delicately. The explicit intentions for Steinbeck's word choice is that Charles was becoming a monster. The connotation of these words imply Charles's lack of emotion and empathy, his being taken over by a mechanically sinister entity.
Boom. Dictionary.
This same purpose is made evident by the pervasive usage of figurative language, namely metaphors, similes, and hyperboles. An example of his calculated, eloquent strategy of using figurative language is, too many times he had seen the destructive machine that chopped down anything standing in its way. The implication made by this metaphor is that this is not the first time Charles has entered into a manic state of rage, further emphasizing Charles's instability, achieving Steinbeck's purpose of contrast.
Boom. Languagered.
All of these strategies build up the distinctly different characters of Charles and Adam by description, but the detailing of the scene is a strategy that works to tie things together. A piece of dialogue in support of this notion is as follows. You brought him a mongrel pup you picked up in the woodlot? You laughed like a fool and said it would make a good bird dog? The dog sleeps in his room. He plays with it while he's reading. He's got it all trained. And where's the knife? Thanks, he said. Just thanks. Charles's monologue is actually a subtle precursor to the position Steinbeck will take with his overarching theme of Timshell. Although most would not react to these actions in the way that Charles did, it was in fact his environment, so to speak, that drove him to commit these heinous atrocities against his own blood. Much like Cain slaughtering Abel because Cain did not have God's approval.
Boom. Detailered.
This marked one of the two tone shifts from the excerpt. The second one, signaled by footsteps, came close, slowed, moved on a little, came back. In paragraph prior to the penultimate. The first shift is one of a gradual buildup of tension to a violence-filled scene of climax, followed by the aforementioned chaotic violence to a concerned but somewhat relieved tone. These changes in how Steinbeck presents his story is meant to develop accurate cathartic emotions, similar to the tension-filled emotions of the characters of the story.
Boom. Analyzed.